Hello, and welcome once again to Something Chat Show with Tom Jr. Jackson presents a very Goof live stream. I am, as always, your host, Tom Jr. Tom Jr. Jackson, a very Goof host. And I want to welcome you all. And I want to just say, today, for the first time, I am streaming on 3 different platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, and I'm on Twitter. So we shall see how this goes. I want to welcome you all here today. I've gotten my ticket for Joyride. I'm going to see Joyride tomorrow. It will be a fun time. I'm going tomorrow morning about 10:30. So if you're in the Mystic, Connecticut area and you're going to go to the Mystic Luxury Cinema and you see me, come say hi. And then Tuesday night at 4, I'm going to see Mission Impossible. So that should be a lot of fun. As always, we have our 2 favorite mods in the chat. RM from Positive Fandom, which you can go right to the channel and subscribe to. And my stalker, Irene Jobson, my partner in filth. As I like to say, is that she and I are like peas and carrots. I'm the Forrest to her Jenny. And later on, she and I will be talking about shrimp. No, I'm kidding. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm on Threads, by the way. Threads is a division of, I want to say, Instagram. So I thought I'd try it. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, on HBO Max, no one's calling it Max. No one's calling it that. This feels like you're talking about some guy. On HBO Max is a great show. It's Downey's Dream Cars, and it's Robert Downey Jr.'s show, and he takes his classic cars and he upgrades them into eco-friendly cars. It is the most fantastic show you will ever see. I am addicted to the show. I hope there's another season of the show because it is fun, a lot of fun, and it's great seeing him take a truck and turning it into an electric truck, and then having that truck pull a 70-ton flatbed with a tank on the back of it. Oh, but the flatbed is attached to a 60-ton truck. So he's pulling the truck, a flatbed, and a tank. And it's amazing watching that. It's a great show. It's on HBO Max. There are, I think, 6 episodes or something like that all together. It's a really fun show, and it's nice to see Robert Downey Jr. as someone who is taking the technology and going as far as he can with it, and taking these classic cars that are like gas guzzlers and ecological nightmares to have, and make them drivable. You know what I mean? It's really cool. It's you update them for today. I think he does like a Corvette, like a classic Corvette, and a VW bus. It's just amazing, and highly recommend the show. So check that out. What else have I got going on here? Well, I got a new Funko box. That's right, folks. Guardians of the Galaxy, my friends. This is from the Marvel Collector's Core, which you can find on Amazon if you look up Marvel Collector Core. And the next theme is the Marvels, which I can't wait to see that movie. But they gave me a Rocket Raccoon pin. It came with it. Let's see if I can do this so everybody can see it without it looking like it's dark. There we go, Rocket Raccoon. Hello, Dadman Walking 55, and welcome to the show. And a Guardian sticker. And yeah, I love my outlay here that I've done. I've been practicing, playing around with different ideas for backgrounds and stuff like that. So I'm getting into the spirit of it. So when you get one of these Marvel Collector Core boxes, you get a sticker, you get a pen, and then you get two Funko Pops. And so one of them I got, if I can take it out, if it'll let me take it out, is Adam Warlock. Let's see if I can get this right. Adam Warlock. And he is carrying a little pig head with, I don't know, a mechanical body, but it's really cool. I really love these Funko Pops. These are Funko Pops that are exclusive to the Marvel Collector Core, which you cannot find in a store or anywhere else. These are exclusive to the Marvel Collector Core. So I got Adam Warlock, which is number 1214. And then Aisha, the woman who created Adam Warlock. So you get two Funko Pops, you get a sticker, you get a pen, and then you get a t-shirt. And this month's t-shirt, you get it every 2 months, I should say, every 2 months. And this month is Rocket and Groot. And that's a great t-shirt. That's a great t-shirt. I really like it. I'm wearing this shirt tomorrow when I go to see Joyride, which looks like a lot of fun. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so if you don't know, I recently was on the Phantasmagorium Show channel. Hey, Anonymous. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hello. Glad you could stop by. And folks, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. All my programs are in playlists, so if you want to do a binging of these shows, you can do that if you'd like. So do that. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I was recently on the Phantasmagorium channel. I was on there on all 5 episodes of their Indiana Jones retrospective, which the final one of the Dial of Destiny I was on as well. And I love that movie. I'm going to explain this. This is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to. And if you don't agree with it, it's certainly okay, because, as I like to say, we all are allowed to have our own opinions. My thoughts is that it's a story about getting older, and everybody gets older. I get older, you get older, we all get older. And, I think that it's okay to have your heroes get older. It's okay for them to have problems. It brings a real world element to that character. It gives them that other dimension. And some people hugely offended by it, and you are, it's fine. And if you don't know, the Dial of Destiny has to do with time travel. And one of the questions that's asked Indy is, what would you do if you could go back in time? And he explains what he would do. And, he talks about how his marriage was not well and it didn't hold up. And he'd go and change things so everything wouldn't have happened. And just in that scene right there, you go, okay, this is someone who wasn't there enough, someone who still loves the person that they're not with anymore. And some people do get that way, I mean, you just sort of know that this is the person for me. This is who I want to be with, and things don't work out. And I think really the way Indy talks, I don't think it was Marion that had the problem. I think it was Indy that had the problem. Spoiler alert there. That's all I want to say. I think it's Indy that had the problem. But being who he is, he didn't want to admit that it was him. I think it's a love letter to the Indiana Jones franchise. And someone asked me, how do I, what makes it that? Because there are so many callbacks to the original films. There's callbacks to The Last Crusade. There's callbacks to Temple of Doom. There's callbacks to Raiders. And it sort of celebrates those films. And I like that, I've had the time now to think about this. And I had to say it's up there with films that I really enjoy. When I get this on physical media, oh yes, I will, and I would enjoy it. I will enjoy it and get it, and then watch them all together. Yeah. By the way, if you have Paramount Plus, there's a William Shatner movie on it. It came out probably about 2 years ago. Came out during the pandemic. It's called Senior Moment. It's on Paramount Plus. So if you have it, put it on your list and watch it, because it's supposed to be a really good movie. It's William Shatner and Christopher Lloyd, and William Shatner plays a retired NASA astronaut, something like that. And it looks like it's going to be good. I might watch that later. I recently got The Pope's Exorcist. If you have not seen that, it is a lot of fun. And it really does feel like it's between The Exorcist and Da Vinci Code, because it does have that feeling to it. And it's a fun movie. I really enjoy it. And Russell Crowe just has a blast just doing what he does in that movie. And it's based on a real priest, a real exorcist who was the Pope's exorcist. It's great. Irene, I sent you something on WhatsApp, just so you know. And again, folks, please remember, I have the world's worst internet. The world's worst internet, called Frontier Cable. Frontier. Yeah. Also, folks, I promised to do this, and I'm going to do this now. Please check out morningdisaster.net. Is it .net or .com? It's either .net or .com. Go there, check up, sign up. You get like 7 days free on from their Patreon. It's hosted by Ray Little. They come from Illinois. It sounds like a horror movie. Sometimes it can be because of Steve. But I would have to say, to watch Morning Disaster, the morning show that they have on there, they do it like 3 or 4 days a week on YouTube for free, and then they do some behind the paywall stuff. It's a show to be watched. It's funny. Irene Jobson got me into this, and morningdisastershow.net. Thank you, Irene. It's something you had to experience. I mean, the host of the show wants his $100 from Chime. And he did probably about a half an hour about Chime, which is not a sponsor of this show or any show I know of. Unless you are, hey. But hey, if Funko and Marvel want to sponsor me, and Amazon maybe, I would love you to sponsor me and send me these. Oh yes, I'll sell the hell out of these. Definitely. Oh, that's cool, Irene. Irene wrote a song for the show. Here it is, morningdisaster.net. Check out that show. How can I put it? It's something you have to experience. I don't think you could even explain it, but it's a funny show. Ray Little has been in the radio business for more than 30-something years, and good guy. He's got a co-host named Steve that... How can we explain Steve? Steve is someone who got locked in a car for 6 hours. You go, Tom, how do you get locked in a car for 6 hours? Well, Steve locked himself in a car for 6 hours and didn't bother to try the other 3 doors to see if they were unlocked. Take it what you will, but it's pretty funny. A criminal who... That's right. Steve is a criminal who poops his pants. But we digress. And as you can see, the weather today is a distant planet and some other planet and maybe a solar burst or whatever. Just so much fun. So check them out. Check out theburnnetwork.com. This weekend, there is a members-only call. That's right, folks. For less than 99 cents. That's a buck. A buck. You can get something from the McDonald's menu for a buck. But you can go to the Burn Network on YouTube and become a member of the channel. And this weekend, you can talk with Robert Meyer Burnett about anything. Talk to him about making Free Enterprise. What was it like working with Shatner? How I was like directing him, or his many, many jobs in his 30-plus years of business. He worked on Bonfire of the Vanities. He worked on Nothing But Trouble. He did the special features for Superman Returns, the Lord of the Rings, the first 2 Lord of the Rings films, and I believe the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. So you can ask him about any of his things, or you can ask him about Star Trek, because I don't think Rob has ever talked about Star Trek, but if you ask him about it, I'm sure he'll give you a good answer on it, because he's never discussed Star Trek at all. Never has he discussed it before on his show. That's right. At the dollar store, you can't get anything for $1. It's like $1.25. But for 99 cents, you too can become a member of the channel. You can become a member of the channel. And as always, folks, I just want to remind you that if you would like to send me an email, it's down in the description box. But if you'd like to send an email to the show and, give me your thoughts on whatever, or just say hi or whatever, you can send your emails to Tom's something email 69 at proton.me. Excuse me, .me. That's proton.me. Yeah. Woolworths. I remember that. There was Woolworths. I think we have a Walgreens. But yeah, Woolworths I remember. Or we used to have a place called McCrory's downtown. And then there was the Five and Dime. And if you live in the South, there's the Piggly Wiggly, which Hulk can take you to in the car. But you have to go the way that Miss Daisy wants you to go. Yes, I just made a Driving Miss Daisy joke. And that was terrible. It was a terrible joke. But I thank you for, putting up with it. As well as I'm on Instagram, and there is a woman on there who is hilarious. She's the ultimate geek. I'm going to try to get her on the show. I'd like to interview her. She goes by the name of Pixelated Erica. Excuse me. And she loves Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, you name it, Lego building. She's like a diehard geek, nerd, like all of us are with our pop culture. And so if you're on Instagram, look up Pixelated Erica and check her out and check out her videos. She is very funny. She does a character called overactive aunt or something like that. It's like a very nerdy aunt that's very much into the pop culture, whatever it is. We're going to watch Star Wars, but we're going to do Legos, and this is the Legos we're going to do. And she's very, very funny. And I keep forgetting to mention her. And she's great. She's great. So right now we're into the month of July already. We're in the month of July. It's already July 6th. To me, when we come up on July, it means we're halfway through the summer. Once you hit the 4th of July, it's, summer is halfway over. That's what it seems like to me. And here's a little weird thing. I know I've been sitting here talking to you all. For some reason, I feel like I've gotten up, walked out of this room, and did something and came back. And I don't know when I did that. That's weird. I must have had an out-of-body experience. Yes, thank you, Irene. If you want to send emails to the show, send them right in there. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll read them on the show as well. And to those of you watching on Twitch and on Twitter, hello. We welcome you. Anyways, what else is going on? The Ghostbusters sequel, Ghostbusters 5, I guess you would call it. The sequel to Afterlife. It has finished filming, and I think now they're into the post-production phase, and the movie should be out hopefully by December of this year. Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we can't help that with your mother-in-law. I mean, what do you say? But yeah, we're halfway through the season. Ghostbusters has finished shooting. They should, yeah, it should be out by December, like December 23rd or something like that, like right before Christmas. So it'll be a nice Christmas movie. What else did I want to say? Ghostbusters. I can't remember now. Oh yes, there is a trailer out now for The Nun 2. So if you enjoyed the movie The Nun, which is a spin-off in the Conjuring universe or the Conjureverse, check out the trailer for the Nun 2. It has a couple jump scares in it that maybe jump a little bit, but I love those movies. I have fun with them. Haha, I just didn't realize need to blow up the kids' pool slide and play with the water balloons. Um, I mean, whatever you choose to do with your husband, that's up to you and him. Just saying, if you're in the water sports or whatever, hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Not judging at all. Just saying. Yeah. So there's that, and as always, check out Positive Fandom on the YouTubes. RM has some great shows coming up. She has on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Join RM and her trusty co-host, Russ Whitfield. Yeah, Russ Whitfield. And as they do the morning brunch, Sunday Brunch Live. Sunday Brunch Live, where they parlay all the pop culture that's fit the print, my friends. And then don't forget, also on the Burn Network, Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, you can join RM and the lovely Lorena Creole for Ladies of the PGS, where they will also parlay the fandom, but within an hour, and they put a lot into that hour, and it is a great show, and you should all come and watch and sign up for everybody's channel. Why not? Because I'm an equal opportunity sharer. And if you look at the thumbnail for this video, when the show's over, I'm going to tell you about the little, what do you want to call it, Easter egg that I put in there. And the Easter egg is this. If you look at where it says Goof on the thumbnail of this video and on next week's video, in the word Goof, I put 2 eyeballs. 2 eyeballs in there, because why not? Why not, folks? Why not? Yeah, I enjoy doing this. I really, I have fun doing these chats and whatnot, and the people that come in. As I always say, I have a steady group of people that come in and whatnot. It looks like the actors in SAG are starting to load up and get ready for a strike. So there might be a strike going on with the actors. That's the scuttlebutt around the water cooler that's going around the internet, that the SAG actors allegedly might be going on strike. I can't confirm that because I am not a member of SAG. I don't know. I know people. I think I know people who are in SAG, but they're not allowed to say anything because, they're on a media blackout at the moment during their negotiations, which they have about 6 more days to negotiate. They made a deal the 30th to extend the negotiations till the 12th of July. And then after that, if the negotiations are not complete, if demands not met, they will go on strike. And then you really want to wonder what's going to happen to everything. You're going to get so much reality television. You're going to want to stick your head in the microwave, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited to see Ghostbusters as well. Yeah, strikes everywhere. I really enjoyed that last one. And I'd say Ghostbusters Afterlife really, that one was a love letter to not only the franchise itself, but to Harold Ramis, who was such a funny man. He directed National Lampoon's Vacation. He directed Caddyshack, Club Paradise. I believe he wrote Caddyshack 2, which no one really wanted to do. Groundhog Day. But he was also a member of the Second City comedy troupe as well. Yes. Yeah. The new Conjuring movie is coming out in September 8th. It's called The Nun 2. So September 8th, check it out. And as always, you are very welcome, RM. Very, very welcome. Yeah. Let's see here. Do I have everything? Oh, yes. Speaking of podcasts, if you are looking for something to listen to, I would say check out Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. The Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast. Listen to it. The latest guest is Harrison Ford. It is the funniest episode I've listened to. Harrison Ford is very, very funny. For those who don't know it, he is funny. He's not always this grumpy guy. He is very funny. And at one point, Harrison Ford notices that Conan not only has Harrison's name written down, but also Han Solo. He goes, "You got Han Solo written down?" He goes, "Yes." Conan goes, I didn't know you were in Star Wars. I remember Chewbacca. I remember some robots. I remember the bad guy with the dark helmet. And he goes, "I think that's really where you probably popped, I guess. I don't know." And the look on Harrison Ford's face was priceless. But one of the best clips of Conan O'Brien is with Harrison Ford, and it's out there on YouTube. It's where one of Conan's workers, his name is Jordan Schlansky, which, by the way, they have a whole playlist of Jordan Schlansky and Conan, which is, it's a whole thing in itself. You need to watch that on YouTube. Watch that with Jordan because he's hilarious. But anyway, so this guy Jordan Schlansky brings in this giant Lego Millennium Falcon for Harrison Ford to sign, and he hands it to Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford stumbles with it and drops it, and the whole thing just shatters. And the look on this guy's face is one of horror. Just horror. But so funny. So funny. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so if you're a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, that will be out on August 1st on physical media, Blu-ray, 4K, deleted scenes, gag reels, director's commentary as well. So check that out. This month, I have 2 movies coming. I have Hugo coming from Arrow because it's coming in both 3D and 2D, which I've never seen Hugo in 3D. The movie Hugo has a special spot in my heart because that was one of the first movies I watched after I got my kidney transplant about 11 years ago. I remember, and I watched it on my, back then I had a Kindle. And I think I sat in the hospital room after I had my kidney transplant. And I watched it on my Kindle. So I rented it. I rented 2 movies when I was in the hospital for that. I rented Hugo, and then I rented, let me think. It was Hugo and the Big Year with Steve Martin, Owen Wilson, and Jack Black, which I own on Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray comes with the extended edition, and I like the extended edition, which sometimes the extended editions are better than the theatricals. Like, to me, one of the greatest movies of all time has the best extended edition, and it's called the bootleg cut, and it's of Almost Famous. I love this movie, Almost Famous. It's one of my favorites. And the back is not that bad as well. You know, you have the legs up in the air. I think it's Kate Hudson's boots. I could be wrong, but watching Almost Famous, how can you not fall in love with Kate Hudson? Almost Famous is one of my favorite films. It's 20 years old. It's one of those films that you can actually watch. Like, if you watch the bootleg cut, which is, I think, the director's preferred cut, it's a you actually feel like you're on that journey, the journey of going on that tour with the band, and then the journey of meeting Penny Lane, who Kate Hudson plays. And I love Kate Hudson. I think she's a fantastic actress. Get yourself the steelbook if you can of Almost Famous. It's a great movie. It also comes with a theatrical version. It comes with a director's commentary, cast, and deleted scenes and behind the scenes stuff. It's a fantastic set. And a great soundtrack by Nancy Wilson of Heart. So it's a great movie, and one that I really enjoy. So I have Hugo coming as well, and a movie called Fool's Paradise, written and directed by Charlie Day. And if you don't know who Charlie Day is, Charlie Day was the voice of Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers movie. He's also on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which, by the way, is a hilarious show. Fool's Paradise is a love letter to the early days of slapstick movies and silent films and whatnot. But it's hilarious from the people that I've spoken to who have seen the film. Yeah, she was great in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Kate Hudson is a fantastic actress. I really like what she does. So yeah. Also, folks, please remember on Friday night, which is tomorrow night, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, on the network, join RM and Julian Mushkin for PGS Treks, where they will discuss the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, as well as some other Star Trek related stuff that I don't know what they have planned, but I'm sure it will be great. So as I said, we're in July, and it's a great movie month. We have kicking off this month is Joyride, which is tomorrow. Kicking off Tuesday night is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which is an astounding 2 hours and 43 minutes. Mission Impossible is 2 hours and 43 minutes, folks. So I can't wait to see that. And then we got Barbie, and then we got Oppenheimer. As a matter of fact, someone posted online that they made a T-shirt of Barbie and Oppenheimer, and they both had the wide brim hats on, and they somehow fused the two together. And they were at the Barbie premiere, one of the Barbie premieres, and what's her name? Margot Robbie signed the Barbie half of the shirt and told the person, "I hope you get the guy who's playing Oppenheimer to sign it on his side." Because that was a really cool shirt, she thought. But I'm interested in seeing Barbie. And it seems like a fun movie. Which, by the way, let's just get the elephant in the room here with Mattel, and figuring, well, we got Barbie coming out. It's getting good reviews. People are liking what they see. Let's greenlight 45 new movies. 45 new movies. How do I put this? They're doing an Uno movie. That's right, folks. Uno, the card game. They're turning into a movie. Uno and Polly Pocket and Hot Wheels, which will be directed and written by J.J. Abrams, who says it'll be a gripping, gritty, heartbreaking movie. I'll be interested to see that. Then we got Daniel Kaluuya, who's doing a Barney movie. which is described as like an A24 type movie, but it's not rated R. I kind of want to see this movie now. It sounds crazy, but I would like to see it. I would really like to see it. But it sounds fun as well. Yeah, and Oppenheimer I'm looking forward to. And from what I'm hearing is that people are leaving the theater stunned and horrified and not able to talk and just it's a lot. And as it should be. That movie should feel that way, like a horror movie. I mean, you're dealing with the atomic bomb and what it brought. Because this man knew once this came out and once this was invented, that's it. I mean, it was the end all. And now that's been taken one step further with nuclear. So it's going to be interesting. And it's got a great cast, Matt Damon and Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, it looks really good, and I'm sure Oppenheimer will be one of those movies that end up with a Oscar nomination or even an Oscar or 2 or 3, who knows. But Irene says, my mom used to watch the Hiroshima movie when she was young, and she explained everything that happened to the people. Wow. Well, that's a way to go about it. And RM says, I love Polly Pockets. They are the perfect toy. Was looking at one the other day. Yeah, they still make those Polly Pockets. I remember commercials for them when I was a kid. But I remember the Strawberry Shortcake. And I remember Strawberry Shortcake used to have a villain in it. For some God knows what reason, I know the name of the character. His name was the Peculiar Purple Pieman of Porcupine Peak. Say that 7 times fast, my friends. You can't. You can't. What else? Last night I watched Sunset Boulevard. I'd never seen that movie. It was pretty good. I liked it. Oh yes. And if you go to the YouTube channel Gilbert Gottfried, there's a 9-minute movie on there called The Hidden Talent of Gilbert Gottfried. It's a short film made by his daughter Lily. She's like a teenager, and she made this short film about her father's hidden talent, which was drawing. And the drawings are amazing, and I think they're selling reproductions of them as well. But she wants to get into doing maybe directing and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that she has that going for her. And she likes albums. Like there's a great interview with her on there. With Lily Gottfried, and then her mom joins in, Dara. And it's really, it's great. It's she did a lovely job of doing this tribute to her dad. So I just wanted to give Lily Gottfried a shout out for that wonderful um, little documentary, 9-minute documentary that she's entered into um, festivals, and it's won some awards. So yeah, she might have a career ahead of her. RM wrote, I might also watch Chernobyl or that John Cusack film. I started Fat Man Little Boy. Okay, Fat Man Little Boy was the first film that Jodie Foster directed, and it's Paul Newman's in it, I believe. It's supposed to be really good. I've never watched that. I think I remember my dad watching it. I might have to watch it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I started rewatching From the Earth to the Moon on HBO Max, and if you have not seen From the Earth to the Moon, but you've seen like Apollo 11, Apollo 13, or The Right Stuff, I would highly recommend From the Earth to the Moon. It tells the story of the space program. It's wonderfully done. It was created by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. Because as you all know, Tom Hanks is a huge supporter of the space program. It's one of his passions, besides the Army and stuff. Like another great series to check out is The Pacific, and then Band of Brothers as well, which I really like. And if you do watch Band of Brothers, there is a Band of Brothers podcast that HBO did. What I would do is watch an episode of Band of Brothers and then find the podcast and listen to the episode that corresponds with that episode that you just watched. So you watch the episode first and then listen to the podcast. You get a more rounded view of that episode and what on with it, and the making of it, and the people that they were depicting in it and stuff. It's fantastic, and I really like that. As a matter of fact, The Last of Us has a podcast as well. A lot of HBO shows are now doing that. Well, they'll do a show, they'll release an episode, and then they'll do a podcast based on that show. Which, remember, folks, because it's on the CW now, F-Boy Island originally started out on HBO Max. Just saying. I made that horrible mistake of getting my friend Lizzie to watch it. She was like, well, what's on? And I said, it's a show called F-Boy Island. And she watched it and became addicted to it because it was the ultimate in trash television. The ultimate in trash television. That's how she put it. Oh, yes. It's a thing. F-boys are a thing. So if you don't know what an F-boy is, look it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess there was an article in GQ about David Zaslav, and they took it down. And I guess someone had the article and they've been posting it and reposting it on Twitter. And I guess the reason that they took it down was because someone at GQ was producing something over at HBO Max, and they didn't want it to conflict. So basically, what it says in a nutshell is that David Zaslav, since becoming the owner of HBO and Warner Brothers, he's become the most hated man in Hollywood because of his choices of what he's done with Turner Classic Movies, what he's done with Warner Brothers, what he's done with Batgirl, and then letting them finish the movie and then just scrapping it, where they were in the middle of animating a film, they would let them finish the film, and then they would scrap it and do it as a write-off, which now everybody else is doing things as a write-off because of what Zaslav did. Yeah. Which, by the way, folks, if you're a fan of classic movies, check out Turner Classic Movies. Watch it. And even if you're not watching it, just put it on in the background. Keep it going so that they know that someone's actually watching. Turner Classic Movies is not only important to film fans themselves, but also people in nursing homes who enjoy watching the movies of their youth. People like RM and her mom who love Turner Classic Movies. Ben Mankiewicz. I know this is going out to Twitter. So if someone sees Ben Mankiewicz, Ben, come on the show. Let's talk about Turner Classic Movies. Let's talk about what can be done to help keep that channel going and to keep those movies going up there, and also just have a great talk. So if anybody knows Ben Mankiewicz and you see this and you're on Twitter, tell Ben about it. Get him on. Help me get Ben Mankiewicz on my show. That's the new goal, is to get Ben Mankiewicz as a guest on the show and talk about movies. And even better than that, if I were to have Ben Mankiewicz on the show, guarantee you that day I would have a co-host, and that co-host will be RM, a Positive Fandom, because I know how important Turner Classic Movies is to her and her mom, and I know she would want to be part of that conversation. So if I could ever get him on, RM, you're coming on with me, and you're going to help me interview him if I could get him to come on, because I think that'd be awesome to do. And I know it would mean a lot to you as well. So there's that, folks. For those of you who don't know, Robert Meyer Burnett was on the panel yesterday for the John Campea show. So check that out on YouTube. No. Sean, you're I think you're thinking of someone else. Ben Mankiewicz works for Turner Classic Movies. He is also his family is very, very steeped into Hollywood. And I think it may still be on Netflix, but there's a movie called Mank. And that's about his uncle, I believe, or his grandfather, something like that. But a member of his family wrote Citizen Kane. And I guess Orson Welles took the credit for it, so to say. Yeah, I enjoy Turner Classic Movies. Like my favorite thing on the HBO Max app is the hub for Turner Classic Movies. It's I'm always surprised to see what they have in there. Like You can watch Johnny Dangerously, or you can watch Sunset. No, Johnny Dangerously, or you know, Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, or the verdict. The verdict. The verdict is streaming on HBO Max, or as normal people would call it, HBO Max, because no one's calling it Max. And if you're calling it Max, why are you calling it Max? It's weird to call it Max. HBO Max was a much better name. It wasn't the best, but it's a much better name. It said what it meant. Ben Mankiewicz is someone who very much is steeped into the Hollywood itself and into movies, has a great knowledge of it as well. Yeah. So I would love to get him as a guest. So far, I've only had Maria Espino on, who is, her channel is After the Sequels on YouTube. Check that out. And what she is doing is not one, not two, but 3 animated Star Wars films, fan films, I should say. My nose is so itchy. I don't know why, but it's just itchy. So I'm sorry about that. She's doing 3 Star Wars animated fan films and a television series. She's also the CEO and president of The Last Gaming Prophecy Incorporated. And she also has cystic fibrosis, and she is someone I admire, someone I respect, someone I'm proud to call a friend, and someone who knows what they're doing, and she loves what they're doing. She loves what she is doing. So I'm so glad about that. And if you go to youtube.com/@ After the Sequels, you will see Maria's little tiny teaser for her first Star Wars fan film, The Chosen One, which looks really interesting. And I can't wait to see it. So there's that. Yes. We all love Maria here on the channel. She's a friend of the channel, as I like to call her, and I'm a moderator on her channel as well. So there is that. And I think tomorrow night there's a Midnight Musings. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll have to find out what Rob decides to do. Because I'm guaranteeing you this weekend at the member call that Rob is probably going to be asked a lot about being on John Campia's show again and what that means. John Wick 5 might not happen. It might happen. It might not happen. They're going back and forth on it. I'm quite okay with it if it ends, because I think Chapter 4 gave it a good ending, But if there's a 5th one, I'm not going to say I'm not going to not see it. But it's all about what they agree to and feel comfortable doing. I know what we have next from the John Wick universe is the Continental and the Ballerina. the ballerina Anna de Armas, and the ballerina has Anna de Armas. The Continental has Mel Gibson as well. So there is that. Let's see, did I forget anything here? And if I could, I would throw up a picture of a Grim Reaper, because that's what Catherine Cook would do. But breaking news: Journey co-founding guitarist and songwriter George Tickner, who was 76, has passed. So there is that. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Okay, folks. I have to keep this roughly about an hour, hour and a half. I think I'm going to call it. But I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Again, don't forget, if you want to send me an email, it's Tom's something something email 69 at proton.me. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, Positive Fandom, the Burn Network, After the Sequels. And as I said, tomorrow I'm going to see Joyride. So hopefully that'll be fun. So until next time, folks, please remember that if you go to the gas station, please do not insert the gas pump into your mouth or put it into your butt. It's not made for that, folks. Not made for that. And on that note, please remember, you're okay, Sean. It's all right. Please remember, as they say, every person you meet has a story to tell that somehow you haven't heard yet. And if you're just lucky and listen, you'll hear it. I'm trying not to get sued, making it my own. So until next time, folks, please be kind and remember, we are all goof people. Thank you. Have a pleasant day, and hopefully we'll see each other along the way. I'm still trying to find a way to end these shows. Something will stick like spaghetti to the wall. Three's enough. Well, sometimes three's enough, sometimes eight's enough. All right, folks, you have yourselves a good day.